Thank you for showing up today for today's episode of In the Zone with Victor Bell, where I go over all things investing, money, real estate. And I wanted to share something with you because I was actually talking to somebody about this last night. We were talking about raising money. Very important. And I was telling him, I was like, look, you know what, dude? I look at so many pieces of real estate. We looked at a 100-unit deal, 250-unit deal, a 408 unit, a 456 unit, all of that stuff. And it's like mind-boggling how much real estate's out there. But I told him, I was like, dude, you can't get access to this stuff unless you have capital. Like once you move into like scale of real estate investing and actually dealing with the money, I'm not talking about mom and pop stuff. You want to buy a 20 unit, a 30 unit. I'm talking about people who are like, dude, I have 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, $10 million, and I want to invest money, whether with somebody else or I want to do it myself. You are now playing the money game. So I was telling him, I was like, dude, like I look at so many pieces of real estate, man, like I'm over it. I'm like, dude, we're the next 18 to 24 months, we're going to go buy $300 million worth of real estate. Bottom line, end of story. We are doing it. So, the conversation with him was like, he was like, dude, how are you going to do that? Ooh. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So first, I was telling him, you need a goal. You're like, look, $300 million worth of real estate. Boom. That's not really a lot of real estate. You really take a look at what's going on. Most deals that are some of the deals we look at anywhere from 400,000 or somewhere, they're like 200 million, 180, $200 million. You start getting into the 500 unit, 600 unit range, you start pushing, they're already double that. Like this is so possible as it relates to those things. But we're talking about investing, and most of you guys that are listening, you already have this figured out. You got a great business. You don't have time. You're looking to invest money. So some people are watching this on the other way around. They're like, how do I do this? I want to tell you how I'm going to do it. And you can either model it, you can invest with us, or you can just enjoy the show. So for me in my brain, I'm just going to keep this simple math. Number one thing is I work the math out. So in my mind, especially for real estate, I know that's $100 million just with leverage alone buys $300 million worth of real estate. That's probably about 1,000 units. That's not much. Matter of fact, if we bought 1,000 units here in San Diego County, no one would even know. The news would know. We would tell people. It would get some PR, but in the end, it's not going to dent anything, dude. There's hundreds of thousands of units in the US, right? Millions of units in the United States. And we're talking about a very small thing. So while this may seem big, it's not that big at all. This isn't even our company goal. My company goal is to get to $50 billion worth of real estate. That's over 100,000 units. Again, but this falls in line with what I'm talking about. Number one, $100 million. If this is the goal, as it relates to the math is concerned, first thing I check out, who's done it? Who's done it? Has somebody done this? Absolutely. Avalon Bay, they've done it. ABB's done it. ABB, EQR, stick with me with these names. EQR, which is Equity Residential, they've done it. Blackstone done it. Blackstone's done it. As a matter of fact, I think they just bought 23,000 units just last month. 23,000 units. I want to, that's billions of dollars worth of real estate. That's done. BlackRock does it. BlackRock also does it. Who else? Prudential. Prudential Insurance is one of the largest multifamily owners in the world, right? So scratch all these other names, but just think through that with me. So the fact that somebody else has done it, they've raised the money, they bought over 1,000 units, well over 1,000 units. Greystar, 100,000 plus units. Starwood Capital, they have 100 in. Greystar has 108. Starwood Capital probably has 150,000 units. Let's see, MAA, they have over 100,000 units. JP Morgan, they have over 50,000 units. So like, this is not, EQR has 80,000 units, and I want to say they probably have about 60,000 units. Hell, True America, my man Bob Hart, they have 60,000 apartment units. So I'm just proving to you guys that it's possible. Once you know somebody's done this, then this is possible because they can do it, you can do it, right? That's how I think about everything. So for me, I'm like, dude, Vic, they can do it, you can do it. Bell Capital is going to be named with one of these people. We want to get to 100,000 units, but for now, how do you raise 100 million? So that we know 100 million is the target. Boom, that's $100 million. Next one, we need to commit. I need a commitment. Let's go commitment with that. Not just commit, but a full-blown commitment. That means the blinders are on and I ain't doing shit else. Sorry about like that's just the truth, man. If you can't get that in your head, you ain't gonna ever get to this number. This takes a full-blown commitment. All right. Number two, you got to have a story. You have to tell people a story. So let's say I'm sitting in a room full of you guys. Like, what's my story? Hell, easy. I just told you, man, we looked at what, 800 units, 408 units, 456 units, a portfolio of properties that came up, 275 units, 180 units. We looked at all these deals and I'm like, dude, I'm tired of looking at all these deals, piecing them all together. I'm going to go pick up 1,000 units over the next 24 months. And I'm just going to do that. It's easier. It's just as easy to buy 100 units as it is to buy 1,000 units. It's the same thing. So if I think bigger through scale, I got it. So that's one story. The other story, boom, is this. I'll break it out like this. I have a couple of choices. First off, let's just do this. There's no shortage. There's no shortage of money on the planet. None. If they run out of money, they will just print more. And if you guys doubt this, you guys can look this up on Google. There's about $90 billion in personal savings in banks right now. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. $900 billion in personal savings right now. And there's about $37 trillion in retirement accounts. Right there, that alone, I think there's $6 trillion in money market accounts, in money market funds, right there. So imagine all of this money. You just need to get a piece of this. So as I'm talking and I'm thinking through this stuff, I'm like, dude, there's $900 billion in personal savings. People have money sitting. There's $37 trillion in retirement accounts. Bell Capital, I set up Bell Capital so we can actually help you convert your retirement accounts, your 401ks and your IRAs, and convert them into self-directed, and you can invest with us. We made it all easy. And then if you have money in a money market account, that's just giving with Fidelity or whoever it is that's managing your funds and be like, dude, we want to move that money out of here and we want to move that money in self-directed or move that money in our account, eventually go ourselves. I was proving to you guys there's no shortage of money out there if you just actually pushed and you got through that. So the next piece is, look, that said, I can go to Goldman. That's a G. I can go to Goldman Sachs. We can go to a Blackstone or a BlackRock. Let's go Stone. We can go BlackRock. Right? They got money. They'll do deals like that. Or I can go to my friends on Facebook. I can go to Instagram. I can go to you guys. Right? Because these guys are wealthy already. They already do this. They'll invest money. They're already doing that stuff. I can go to life insurance company, pension funds, all that stuff. RIAs, or which is registered investment advisors. They work with all these people. Or I can just go directly to my friends on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and I can be like, hey man, you guys want to do some deals? You want to throw down? If you have $100,000 to $1 million sitting in an account, why don't you invest with me? We're going to go buy some money. I mean, we're going to take our money and we're all going to collectively come together and we're going to go buy some deals, buy some money. Yeah, we're buying money, really, right? So we're buying cash flow, we're buying future equity buildup. So like, this is the story. Hey man, there's no shortage of money out there. You guys know this, right? I can go to Goldman Sachs, I can go to Blackstone, I can go to BlackRock. I can go to the wealthy partners and have them say, hey, do you guys want to buy $300 million worth of real estate with me? You want to partner? I'll do the work. You guys invest the money. They're going to say yes. Or I can go to you guys. That's the truth. Now, inside of that story, it's another piece of the story, man. This is where people miss. You got to tell people how you're going to make money. How are you going to make the money? So look, let's just do this simple math. You guys have seen me do this a bunch of times. Because this is really how I do my deal. This is how I make sense of the money. My money, my partner's money, my investor's money, all this stuff over and over again. So let's say we all came together, 1,000 people or 500 people or whatever the case would be, and we threw down 100 grand. Right? So the expectation is we're going to get 5% on our money. Right? So over 10 years, let's say we're going to throw down our money over 10 years. We're going to actually make $50 million back on our money just through cash flow as is. That's how it says. So we're going to get 50% of our money back just by itself, just from sitting and waiting and doing nothing. But we can't assume that if we were to invest in a multifamily property, I'm talking about an A-class property, or A area, A property or B property that's cash flowing, that's making money. People live there. It's 97, 95, whatever percent occupied. It's already doing it. We're not building something new. We're buying something existing, something that's nice, great location, and people want it, right? So I'm already targeting we're going to make 5% on our money, right? Period. So we're automatically going to make $50 million back. 50% of our money's coming back. Now, we can't assume no increases in the rents in the properties we're buying, right? So let's just say we're going to get another 5% on that money. So that's another, what, 25, or really it's like 2.5 or whatever that is, million, right? So another 25 million. Another half of that. We're going to get that back because we're not going to do 10 years. We're only going to, let's say we're going to cut this back. Let's say instead of getting it for 10 years, the increase, we only got it for 5 years right off the bat. So now we're at 75 million. That's what we're at. That's what we're making. Here's how I know this will happen, guys, just so you're tracking with me. Since 1945, rents have went up. Rents have went up in this country. Boom. Roughly anywhere about 9% a year on the average. 9% a year. That beats the S&P 500 over and over again on the average. And I didn't even use that. I went a 5% increase on rents per year. I didn't go 9. I cut that way back. I cut that like 4%. So that's how I'm like, look, I already understand the rents are going to keep going up. We're looking at increasing income on this. That's how we're going to continue to make our money be more valuable over time. That's where that extra 25,000, right, comes from. So 5 years of that new increase, we only got 5 years. I cut it way back. I'm pretty sure we're going to get more than that, but that's where we're at. Then when we sell, right? When we sell or exit, however we do, I'll tell you a better way, but this is when I'm talking about how we make sense of the investment in the $100 million. All of us collectively came together, whether it was 100 people, 1,000 people, 500 people, or whatever. When we sell, we're going to get 100 million back. This is our original one. We protected our capital right off the bat. Plus, let's just say we only did this and we made another 100 million over the top of that. Boom. We sold the property. We made another 100 million. We exited that deal. So we get our money back plus another 100 million. So now we're at 200. Going through this, guys. So now we're at 200 million, right? Because we got our money back plus the extra. Plus, what was that? We made another 50, 75 million. 75 million over the top of that. So we have 275 million that we made in that 100. So our 100 million turned into 275 million. Boom. Who would not do this? And our money was protected. We had cash. So that's not including all the tax benefits that we got, right? The tax benefits as it relates to appreciation, because probably, I was going to write that down, but probably majority of this, we probably paid zero taxes on. Zero taxes. Because we're, yes, because we're talking about the accelerated depreciation as well as any other thing. That gets passed on to you guys, investors, because you guys are actually, you would be partners in this deal. You wouldn't just be like, if you bought a REIT, you don't get that. You're just getting stocks of the company that owns the property. You don't actually get the benefits of being the owner, right? And you guys all know Wall Street goes down, the stock market goes down, stocks go down. So your value of your stock in that REIT has to go down, period. So in this situation, that's not how it goes, right? So we were to buy $300 million worth of real estate, 1,000 units. We have 100 million all jammed in there as investors and partners. We're protected. We protected our capital. We got 100 million back, 100 million when we sold and exited. We got 50 million, which was half of what we had in it, and another 25 million also on top of that, which is where the 75 million came from. Now, better scenario, better situation. I go in and let's say in year 7 and I refi. I go back to the lender, I go back to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, whoever, the Life Co, whatever, and I refinance and I take out our $100 million. I distribute that back to the investors and we have zero money in the deal. And that's tax. That's a non-taxable event. Non-tax. There's no tax on that whatsoever. It's a non-taxable event. And then we just sit and we wait and we keep collecting whatever percentage we were. It'll be plus that by then of cash flow. We still have no taxes. We got the tax depreciation, the tax write-offs in that. We have while we sit and wait to just turn around and we might refinance again and take out more money. right? So now we got all of our money back. We're sitting and we're waiting. The return is actually infinite return. It's an infinite return. I've done this multiple times. Push out an infinite return. It's you can't even measure it anymore. But this is the game. This is how you do that. So if you were to sitting, if you all were sitting in front of a deal, naturally I'd show you the deal, right? Let me see. What deal do we have that I can, what deal was I looking at? I can show you. For example, this is a deal that we took a look at. This is 408 units. This is actually here, San Diego County. Can't give you the, well, I give you the address and all that other stuff, but if you look online, you'll be able to find it. It's 408 units. They're having a call for offer, so it's getting ready to move pretty quickly. I love the deal, love the location. So, but if you look at this, look at that deal, man. That's a beautiful freaking deal. Can I get that to pull out some? Look at there. That whole section, all these red roofs that you see, that's the property, even going across the street back there. It's 408 units. Now, do you guys believe that your money is safe in an asset that big like that? It's not the bank where you're not getting paid anything. It's not the Wall Street casino. It's not the stock market where you're playing that game. This is real assets with a real address, real location, with real people paying every month and have been, because it can't be disrupted, not something that big. It is huge. Knowing that, while you wait, let's say in that deal, let's say the target, you would be making 5% on your money while you waited. There will be some increase at some point. And then later when we exited, you would get 2 to 3x return, maybe infinite, if we can pull this off. Who'd be interested in putting money in a 408 unit, great location, 16 acres, in a deal that's been operating professionally? It's owned by an institution. As a matter of fact, the group that owns it actually partnered with Guardian Life Insurance Company as their partner. It's just timed out of the deal. It's time to exit that deal. It's a beautiful deal. Who would be willing to put money in that deal? Like real money. Like you have like, hey, I'd be able to put 100 grand in there. Like you'd have to be a part of what we're doing, but it's like 100 grand. Guaranteed 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, $1 million, $2 million. Like that deal is a better place to put your money in a real asset in a real location with professional management companies and a professional team like Bell Capital that source that deal. And that's what we do. So in my head, that's a no-brainer. My money's going to be in there, locked up just like everybody else. If we do a deal like that, because it'll be all deals are similar to those. It'll be a deal that we're in for 10 years. 7 to 10 years is how I would underwrite it. Why? Because I don't want the disruption. That's a year. Boom. I don't want the disruption that you guys see now. You never want to have to get rid of a bad property at a great property at a bad time, right? You never want to get rid of a great property at a bad time. When you think through long-term investments, you don't have to worry about that, right? You really don't. You're like, dude, I parked my money there. I'm getting paid 5% on my money. I know when I get out of there, I'm going to double or triple, or I might get most of my money back and be able to reinvest my money into some other opportunity while I still got cash flow and I waited. Like that's nuts. So I share that with you guys because as you think through what I'm talking about, just picture you were a potential investor. You're sitting on a bunch of money. You got a great business. You don't have the time to go look around, and you don't want to start a second business because this takes time. Like you have to find these deals. I look at probably about 7 or 8 deals a week. And pushing into, well, I go look at 7 or 8 deals probably a week, but I look at probably about 40 or 50 deals a month or more. Even deals I know I'm not going to buy. It takes that. You cannot play this game sitting down, which is why I said, when I look at deals, I'm like, dude, boom, that's where I'm going. I already know where I'm going. I did the math. We're going to raise $100 million over the next 18, 24 months. We're going to do that faster. Like I say 18, 24 months, but that's not my internal pressure cooker. My internal pressure cooker is way shorter. But this is how you raise $100 million. Number one, you decide once and for all, like, dude, I'm going to do this. Who's done it? You don't want to be the first guy. Second, third guy, great. But you want to think bigger, right? Who do you want to be? Who do you want your company to be? Or if you're an investor, who do you want to invest with? Somebody who's thinking about doing $300 million, $1 billion a year? Or do you want to invest with somebody who's like, dude, I have a $200,000 property. We need, and we're going to turn and burn. You can lose your money. You can lose your hard-earned money here. We're not talking about that anymore. I'm talking about doing deals with people who want to do stuff like this, right? So, what are you doing? What are you looking at? Number one, you need a commitment. You're committed to this all in. You're ready to go, right? Number two, you need a story. I shared to you my story. There's no shortage of money, man. There's $900 billion in personal savings in banks right now. That means people are scared. They don't want to take their money and just blow it. People work really hard for their money. You got great businesses, they're entrepreneurs, they earn a lot of money a year. They're not going to waste their money. So my number one thing is like, don't lose money. Capital preservation in every deal we look at. So we need to preserve capital. First, don't lose it. I don't want to lose money. You don't want to lose money. We're on the same page with that. It's got a cash flow. We got to get future appreciation at some point in the future. We're looking forward to that. We know that. And we need those tax benefits so we keep more of the things that we make, right? And next, I'm walking this back down with you because this is how I'm going to do it because I'm committed to it. And if you want to do it with me, great. Go to Bell Capital, go to bell-capital.com, and you can do two things there. You can register, right? Register your account, see what we're doing, see the actual deals, not just a picture on my phone. I can walk you through what we're doing, but I don't share this information online. It's not something I share online in social media. The deals that we look at, deals we do, deals we're trying to do, deals we walk away from, have the financials, the NOIs, why they work, why they don't. I'll share all that with you. So one, you can learn and you can ask questions. You know, why this deal? Why this price? Why would you not do this deal? What is the situation? Like you get to ask those questions if you register, right? So we know what we're doing, and you got to be accredited. And number two, you can schedule a call with us. But if you're looking at this, what I said, and this makes sense, you're like, dude, I want to be a part of investing in this $100 million because I want to be in a deal. I don't want to go find the deals. I'm busy with my own business. You already know how to make money. You're already doing that. You have money put away. Now you want to take care of your family in the future. That's why we did this. So Bell Capital is really about helping you get invested in these great pieces of real estate while we continue to grow this portfolio. I want to help more people do that. Our goal is to help 1,000 people get invested in great pieces of real estate with us, right? And that's my purpose right now. That is the number one target I have in my life, help people get invested in real estate. I can't do that if you don't want to invest. So if you're interested, again, like I said, go to bell-capital.com, register, or you can schedule a call, talk to a real live person, and I can explain a lot of this stuff to you and show you what we're doing. But what was I at on here? Oh, I was just showing you, like, the story is this. This is where we're at. This is pretty much the generics of what we're going to do. Again, I can't promise this. You know, no one can promise it, right? There's risk in all investments, right? I got to make sure to let you know that. But this is the plan. I have one marching order. Go make money for me and my investors so we can take care of our families together and build this organization to a $50 billion real estate company. That's the goal. But for now, we're going to 300 million, man. That's about 1,000 units. Are you going to do that with us? Or if you want to go do this yourself, you're going to have to tell the same story just with different numbers. It doesn't matter. You still got to do this, but get in the game. I promise you it's going to be the best game you ever played. If you got a retirement account, you want to convert it, let's have that conversation. Like, I have people on my team that we made it very easy for you to do that at no penalties to be able to convert your IRA 401k to self-directed, and you can move that money into an investment like real estate, which is what we're doing. Or you can do it on your own, whatever. I don't know. But I'm here to help you. So thank you for showing up for today, man. I really appreciate it. This is the game. This is the only game I want to play. When I talk about real estate, I talk about multifamily real estate, great piece of real estate, great locations, great assets, great locations. And I want to do it with everyday investors like you. I don't want to have to go to Goldman and BlackRock and Blackstone and JP Morgan and all these other places. I want to help the everyday guy like you and me, because we work our asses off in our businesses. I want to help us get ahead so we can win the game. And then later we'll go back and we'll exit our portfolio and maybe sell to them or not. Who knows? We may do something else. But this is the game. So like this video, share this video, comment on this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't before, man. I love seeing you guys. Make a comment. If you're watching this and you have a comment there. If you have a question that we can answer, or if you just have, hey, Vic, make a video about this, we'll do that, right? Me and my team are trying to help you guys, and we want to make more stuff, and we want to do it real time. We do have a live show that's at 12 today on Wednesday, 12, which already happened. So if you have questions, you want to show up for that, you want to get your questions answered live with me, man, let's do that. But either way, I am here for you. So go ahead, man, get your money out of the banks, get your money working as hard for you as you do for it. And we want to help you do that at Bell Capital. So have a great day today. Let's go.